It's all good. We're all good. We're back. Back with another video. It is the end of the month. Can you believe that January already has passed? And wow. It's hard to believe that again, looking back, 2024, we said that 2025 will be the year to make it. And so far, it has picked up really, really fast for me. Executing everything that I wanted to do, which was start a podcast to document the life that I am now living, going through this whole research project thing, which I will talk about right after this, because it's something that I actually didn't talk about yet through this entire month, and I'll tell you later on. But other than the podcast, which has come out, writing on Medium has also continued to go on. And yeah, both sides, no low to no views, which I'm not really concerned. It's always about the long game, the overall ambitions that I have, which makes life so much worth it rather than looking at the now, Now is building up towards the future, and that's something that we're going to be talking about today, where a lot of people seem very worried about the future, and they're living so much in a fantasy of something that has not really happened yet. And when they ask me, how can you be so chill with living in now? How can you be so chill doing the things that you do now? Aren't you up against the wall trying to make things work so you can be in the best position that you can be in the future, so you can make the future a reality? And to that, I answer, yes, of course. But because the future is so far away, I shoot my arrows really, really far. Remember the concept of the arrow and the goals that I talked about before, where if you want to set yourself up for success, you fire an arrow into the distance with a string. You test yourself, and while you're climbing mountains, going over streams and all that kind of thing, you're working towards a goal. And when you come towards challenges, that's the real test of how you function and how you, whatever you know has come to this particular point in life, will you be able to go through it? And this is where I have planned a long time ago, where I know what the obstacles are. I know what the certain things that will be blocking my path. What will it be? And knowing is just one thing. Having the certainty that it will come, you will fail, you will be met with these challenges, you are able to better prepare yourself to overcome them. And that's why I am so chill about it. Because the first thing is, I look at the overall big picture, that a lot of people say they want to lose weight in 6 months or 1 year, and they give up. Or they say they want to work towards making 6 figures within the next 6 months with zero knowledge on business. And a lot of people say that kind of thing. I first want to, talk about the few people who actually get through all of this, but how many people actually get this sort of opportunity, this sort of success overnight? Oh, sorry, not overnight, but like within the next 6 months, they have some unfair advantage that everyone else doesn't have. So whatever I'm talking about today is just for the majority of people who try and they set big ambitions for themselves and a very tight deadline, which means they're always on the ball making something work. But in the end, it doesn't really work, because they realize that from the get-go, they had test themselves. They put themselves on level 100 when they are not even in the game, which is a bad idea. But, that's why on impulse, it might seem like a great adventure at the time. And I think it is. It's always a learning point. Whenever you finish something, whenever you go through a life experience, it's always a lesson to be learned. So one side, I think it's completely fine. And then the other side of trying to be successful, to have the 100% success rate, will be a bit hard for the most of us. And I am the most of us, because I had never made it past 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I had never made it to a point where my video business became super blooming with a lot of clients. Okay, that's subjective. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is that coming back to how in 2024, I said that I was going to make 2025 work. Every day in 2024, I took small steps of ideating what I wanted to do in 2025, the days in 2025 and how it's going to go down. And it seems that now I'm just executing them by the plan based off whatever I planned in 2024, which I am super proud of because I'm making it happen. And I wish this upon everyone else who is watching, listening in, because I start to realize when people say, to get to this particular point, like if you were looking at me right now, listening to me now, you would think that, yo, this guy put in a lot of effort. I'm like thinking, that's very subjective on what you mean as a lot of effort, because on the daily, when in 2024, I said that, okay, I'm going to be creating a lot of videos, a lot of stuff. I'm going to be documenting every single day while I'm going to be making multiple YouTube channels for my different personalities and also doing this research thing and the business thing and so forth. It's a lot. And if I said, wait, let me think back. I said this in June. Yeah, I think about in June, because I was just sitting there, in the Parade Square doing kind of nothing. But yeah, anyway, I was saying to myself, okay, I'm gonna do it next year. So what are the steps for me to take to be ready? Because if I said in June, all right, you know what, I'm gonna do it on an impulse. I'm gonna start posting in July, because July has been the time I started my YouTube channel long time ago, and might as well make it during the anniversary, right? But I would have fallen back on the same strategy that I have used multiple times, where it's like I'm impulsive right now. I have the motivation, the discipline and everything, and I should go really hard on it. That means I should just do the same like I have done before and hope that a new outcome would arise. So another example would be you're digging the same hole, expecting different outcomes, which is not the right way to go around it. The theme for this year is try different, not harder, and digging that same hole with a different shovel. That is the way to work it. And that is what I thought. So instead of looking at the short term and saying, I'm going to make everything work within the next month, I told myself that, hey, I'm going to make everything work next year. And now I'm going to be putting in the work. This was me telling myself in 2024. And all I'm going to do in 2024 is just going to ideate, going to conceptualize, going to combine all the ideas that I want to put together, because they are not time bound. It's not that I'm traveling, that I need to film this now so I can get it out now. I didn't want any of that type of pressure, everything all crumbled together. So that's why I decided, spread it out. I have time. There's always a new time for me to grow. Your time will come. And if you work at it, you plan ahead, very much ahead. These are the things that you can control. I know that I could control my time if I do not combine everything together at one time. You know, it's so cumbersome to try to get through the entire day while you're training for a marathon, while you are trying to train to churn out videos, not churn out videos, but like prepare systems to create videos and also meet people and whatever. So there's a lot of things that have happened in 2004. But yeah, here we are in 2025, just making it happen. And I just want to talk about another side thing, which people have also asked me about, why I'm so chill about my 20s. I'm not really going so hard at it in terms of, you know, trying to build the foundations of what society tells me to do, whereas get a relationship, get a girlfriend, get a house, get a car, get a, you know, all that kind of thing. Again, it's similar to the other whatever I was working on, where why rush to get everything when life is so infinite in terms of its time, when we have nothing to do and we can fill it with whatever we want. And we choose to do everything now. We choose to do all the successions and the immediate gratification now, which is not really the right way to go around it, because that's when you're going to get lost in the process and the maintenance of whatever you're doing. So can you imagine if I had a relationship while trying to build the thing that I'm doing now, while trying to do my self-growth, while trying to travel the world, while trying to take care of a house and a kid, and it's just so much. I don't know why people do that kind of thing, but that's just not me. I told myself that, hey, you know, right now in my 20s, since I still have the energy of a youngling, because, you know, in your 20s, we just completed university. Some of my friends still have not completed university. We're 29, we're 96. And yeah, they're still not completed university well, but they're married, but they still don't understand where they're going in their life. So everyone has their own timeline. But anyway, where was I? It is, yeah, for me, I told myself that I want to take it one step at a time. I'm going to work on myself first. I'm going to be working on my fitness first. And, you know, when I'm in my 30s, I want to be able to be very fit. I want to have my six-pack then. So that means in the current now, I don't have to go on this super strict diet for the entire year. I take it in seasons, you know, they have the on season, the off season. So you lose 10 kg in 6 months and then you go off for 2 months just to chill a bit and you go back on the diet again, the kind of thing. So I know that it will end. There's on seasons, off seasons, and also the big goal where it's far ahead. Knowing that I don't have to do everything now makes life very, very chill for me. I don't need everything now. I have everything that I need right now. Anything external where people say that you need all these other things, these other things would be materialistic things where you can just buy them, right? Because when you get more money, you can upgrade your life and you can have a better life and so on and so forth. But that's not me. That is not the goals that I'm working towards. And I'm not succumbing to societal pressures. I just don't. It's not really my thing. And this is where I feel that a lot of people confuse themselves. They confuse their life because they see what others are having and they see what they have and they wish upon themselves everything too at the same time, because they're highly influenced by everyone around them. They look at their one friend that has a car and they are thinking that, hey, I want a car too. But they don't look at the rest of their life like that guy has a car, but that guy eats, you know, meal prep every day, for example. And then you look at another person who says like, wow, this guy is eating out every single day. And he seems to be at all these luxurious places. I want that too. But doesn't know that this other dude walks to the restaurants because he doesn't have a car. But you compare yourself to all the highest things, it will never get you anywhere. And it's very detrimental to your success, because while you're looking at all these instant gratification things and also comparing yourself to these the most ambitious things, which you know that it will take time, but you don't want to take the time, it's going to hurt you. It's going to hurt. And I have had that in the past where I also wanted all these things. And this is why I decided that, hey, you know, as I grow older, if it costs my mental health, it is not worth it. I'm going to just take my time. I'm going to just chill. Just drink tea, help someone out on the internet. Hopefully someone is listening, being inspired to go and, you know, chill. A lot of the people that I meet these days, because, you know, they're out there grinding and hustling and all that kind of thing, they're young people. And when I mean young, they're younger than me. They just came into their 20s. You might be wondering, why am I hanging around these people? Well, I spend a lot of time in the gym too. And when you spend time in the gym, so do all these young people too. So I meet these people, I talk to them, and I hear how they are using the gym as, you know, that typical gym bro type guy where they're trying to get off their emotions. Energy needs to go somewhere. So they're taking it out on weights and all that kind of thing with their nice abs and whatnot, but they have ambitious goals and they're not sure how to get around it. So hopefully whatever I'm talking about, gets to these people, and hopefully someone of these people are listening to, hopefully they can get to know that their life, your life that you are listening right now, is going the right way. It is all part of the experience of growing. You will be in the most confusing stage of your life because you feel that you need to catch up with everyone. But once you get older, mature, and realize that life is really meant to be enjoyed, life is not meant to be sped up so fast that you throw yourself into a wall. It's just not worth it. When you are surrounded by good energies, good support, good everything basically, when you tell yourself that, hey, life is a bit confusing right now, but I can make it through. You will make it through. And I believe in you. I believe in all the good, even the bad, because the bad is part of the good. The bad is part of making yourself good, driving yourself towards good. I'm just saying that failure is a part of the process. That's what I was trying to say. I'm too chill for this. Green tea. But yeah, that's most of what I want to talk about. Just reflecting about the first month of the year, which went by really, really fast. A lot of people always say that, when you get into a new year, January, February, March, and then, oh wait, we're in April already. It's like Q2. How did we get here so fast? Because January, February, March, you're still stuck in 2020, the last year, the previous year, basically. So yeah, I am just working it, I guess. But now down to more practical things. The reason why I have not talked about my More Better Human research project is that I realized that being on the ground, trying to document it every single day of like where I'm going to go without having my thoughts 100% in check, that will be very detrimental. That's literally going back to the ages of me trying to figure out on the day itself and churn it out on the day itself when I have work, when I have other things, when I have, so many things. So what I'm deciding to do because it's going to be a long project. The project is me trying to experience life and also trying to document them, but also trying to get into a direction where I can help people become better versions of themselves in the future of robots. So it's a very, very big project, which will take a lot of time. We take a lot of readings, which is taking up a lot of time for sure. So I guess right now, no, not I guess. What I'm going to do right now is that every month on this channel, coming to the end of the month, I will be putting out something like this, where it's talking just on the project itself. Everything leading up to the end of the month will just help you become better humans, get you from a position of stuck to something which you always want to be, achieve your goals, become a better human, become a person who is achieving more, basically becoming the best version of yourself. And I want to help you do that. That's just my main mission in life. But while that's going on in the background, I am reading up on papers, I am interviewing people, I am creating the videos that I want to showcase in the future. And that's something that I need to do in private first, because it's just a lot to handle on a daily basis. And no, there's no end. Like that's it as of now. Because I realized as I was reflecting over this entire month, how I wanted to front load everything. A lot of people who give advice on, when you enter trying to do something, you should spread it out. You should plan well, and then you won't reach burnout and that kind of thing. But I heard a counter argument before where someone said, if you're going to start anything and you have the mind to do it, you should go hard straight from the start, because that's where you have the highest motivation, the highest discipline. That's where you already plan out everything and you're just going for it and you're learning as you go. You have not hit an obstacle yet. It's similar to running up a ramp where, you know, the bottom parts, the bottom part of the slope, as you run up the slope, slowly you will start to slow down, and then you will start to realize it's getting harder and harder and that kind of thing. So that is the strategy which I wanted to do at the start, because I was like saying I was going to write reports on Medium. I was going to make podcasts. I was going to make another YouTube channel, which I will talk about later on. And there were just so many things I wanted to do on top of all the work and other things I'm doing, which was going to be very hard. And looking ahead in the future, into the coming months, there will be months where I'm completely away from my workstation because I'm traveling overseas. There will be months where I have big projects. So I'm just not working on myself. So that's 100%, that's certainty, because those dates are already locked off. So whatever time I have, they are not going to break the flow of the research if I were to do it weekly, daily kind of thing, to tell you, hey guys, you know, today I was thinking about so on and so forth and the kind of thing, which is leading up to the research and, oh, how did I think about it? It's like always pulling back everything to the research. So I'm not going to be talking about the research forefront so much. Probably at the end of the month, every month, right now, maybe for this year, then years following that, as it gets more solidified with the direction and the sort of thing, then hopefully by that time we'll have a small community of people that also want to work on the project, and then we can bounce ideas, we can have meetups, we can that kind of thing. See, ambitious and that kind of thing takes time. That's why I decided to pull back, which is always the case with myself. You go hard first, you realize, and then you pivot. That's always what I do, and which is what I'm doing right now. So as you're watching this, the current stage or where the research is at is kind of zero, because I'm a bit all over the place with, oh, I think this is a great idea about emotion. I think this is a great idea on growth of a young child living in AI. I think this is a great idea because the older generation is gone. So how the young generation is going to live in the future, you know, what's the next generation going to look like? So there's a lot of things going on in my head and in the readings and that kind of thing. So as I'm trying to put that together, right now, you are just going to be fed with good vibes and things that will help you reach the next level of yourself. That's all it is going to be right now. But I'm happy to be here to be with you during this time to talk about how we can get through this together. I came from somewhere before. I still have not talked about my own story for those listening. I start to realize that too, because, you know, I can keep feeding you with a lot of this self-development stuff, which a lot of people already know. A lot of people have already regurgitated these things before. Whatever I'm saying is not different from a lot of other creators, but all the unique points about me, I'm still taking it slow because I'm not ready. No, okay, I'm ready, but the internet might not be ready. The core audience might not be ready for all the deep talks yet. And I don't want to get banned. So while we are working towards that, we will slowly ease in on the artistic, deep, emotional thoughts in the future. But as for now, we're chilling. We're chilling because we know that life is going to work out. Your life is going to work out. Our life are all going to work out if we start working on it now. Yeah. Well, it has been a great talk, a great month, January. Tea. All right then. I'll see you guys next month. Bye-bye.